and change the tide.
Deriglazova has her game face on.
She always has her game face on. I've never not seen their game face, Jeff.
That's true.
They will be competing tonight for special prizes that were donated by the Macialis Foundation. Greg Macialis, the head coach of the U.S. men's foil team, and his son and Greek Olympian is Macialis' father, Greg Macialis' father. They donated the prizes tonight. They're specially made helmets.
And here we go. We've seen Deriglazova fall behind early in a couple of her bouts. Right out of the gate. Let's see if she can avoid that in this bout.
At this point, they've fenced enough times that they're very clear about what kind of tactics they're going to use on the piste with each other.
There's the long lunge attack by Deriglazova off target.
I don't expect this bout to be a high-scoring match right away.
The referee says attack touche from the right, but it's attack au fer on the blade. Deriglazova likes to take the blade. As we've seen tonight, a lot of the fencers like to attack after taking the blade.
It's interesting to see Volpi kind of not herself on the piste. Usually she's daring, taking over the attack, and here she's just kind of waiting it out a little bit.
Attack is short, and there's parry and riposte by Deriglazova on the right. Parry and riposte right to the chest. Counter riposte from Deriglazova on the right off target. So far, Volpi has not been able to get inside of Deriglazova.
Deriglazova takes it away. This is the first time I think she's been in the lead in one of the bouts we've seen. Volpi, in my opinion, needs to not be afraid to be herself. She still needs to fence at her tempo and her game. I think she's just a little too close.
Well, one thing is for sure at the outset of this bout, Deriglazova has owned Volpi with counter riposte. She's just really hitting her at will. Deriglazova actually looked for the counter riposte in that. She's almost setting up that action. Beat attack, parry, riposte no. And then the final riposte on the left, off target. On the leg.
I really think that Volpi's fencing Deriglazova's game and at her pace. And I'm not really sure if I can see what she's trying to set up. And like I said, they face each other so many times. They have a very clear and set plan of what they're going to do against each other. But I don't really know. I guess Volpi, that's the action she wants, just a straight lunge.
Just a straight beat attack there by Volpi, and gets off the schneid for her first touch. Again, the counter riposte. That's the third or fourth time we've seen that right at the beginning of the bout. So Deriglazova clearly feels that action. That's a typical Volpi action. A nice attack, and I think she was kind of hesitant to do that and wanting to hit on some sort of straight action. Now, here. Well, she scored both of her touches on the attack.
Really nice long attack.
Without giving Deriglazova the blade, because Deriglazova has owned the blade so far with the counter riposte.
I mean, it looks like Volpi actually puts it out there for her to take.
No, what happened there, Deriglazova again made the counter riposte.
This time it missed. Volpi's remise of her first riposte had the right away and hit, and then Deriglazova hit on the remise of her counter riposte. I believe the referee will change this one.
Volpi will have asked for her first video review. Each one of them have 2 per bout.
Here comes the referee. Parry riposte, change the action to the left.
There it is. In the replay, it's Volpi with the last action.
Beautiful parry riposte by Deriglazova.
I think part of it is Volpi. I've seen her fence Deriglazova and miss with her attacks, and I almost think, not that she's hesitant, but I think she doesn't want to launch those big attacks too often.
It must be frustrating for Volpi because Deriglazova has been owning her blade so far. It's frustrating because whatever you do something, Deriglazova is waiting.
So Volpi makes a nice short attack. I think she's mixing it up, trying to figure out her tactics, mixing it up with short actions and longer actions against Deriglazova, and keeping the score low and manageable.
Deriglazova has not really been making long attacks. She's almost making a short attack, letting Volpi.
Volpi there with the parry post.
And then just
tying
like
it up
that.
5-5.
Yeah. Watch the attack on the right. Parry riposte. Boom. Parry. Ooh.
That was so close.
Very
It almost,
close.
she moved it right off the chest.
Yeah, almost hit before the parry.
Volpi makes a short attack, misses. Deriglazova hits. Oh, a mass cord has come off. Testing the weapon.
Takes the lead. Again, does Deriglazova.
Volpi wants to change her weapon. A good time to kind of change the momentum. We've seen this a couple times. Change the weapon to change the momentum.
So in the first half of the bout, Deriglazova was very successful on making a short attack with no real intent of scoring, allowing Volpi to parry it and make her riposte, with Deriglazova purely waiting for the riposte to come and make counter riposte. She was making an intentional second intention attack, not even trying to score, and that was very successful. Let's see if she goes back to that. That time she made an attack on the blade. She tried to hit, and she hit.
Head by 2 now. Volpi returning the attack, hitting off target. This time Volpi can't take the parry. It's too close to the chest. And Deriglazova makes the hit, pulling away 8-5.
So she's made 2 direct attacks in a row, Deriglazova. Forget the counter riposte. She says, I'm going to hit you on the first action.
I think, again, it'll be a mix for Volpi with long attack actions with short actions now. Short lunge here, I'm thinking.
Not just attack, beat attack. Deriglazova likes to attack with the blade.
Does she like the blade, Jeff?
She likes the blade.
So Volpi answers with the remise, 6-8. A lot of close actions. Volpi is not, usually she goes right off from the guard line and attacks, but here she's just keeping the distance very close and playing a very close to the chest game.
It's probably not so easy for her to make her exploding attacks because you're up against the best in the world who's waiting for it. Deriglazova likes to make that upward beat sometimes when she takes the blade.
Another counterattack action, closing the gap, 7-8 for Volpi.
And that's 2 touches in a row where Volpi hit on the counterattack. Let's watch Deriglazova on the right. Here comes the attack. Missing, and Volpi hits in the counterattack. So if I'm Deriglazova, I'm going to think twice before I make that straight attack again.
Volpi did a nice job of that Italian half step back to draw her, making Deriglazova think the distance was longer than she thought. Volpi only has one, I believe she has one more video or 2. Jeff?
I'm not sure how many more videos she has, but on
She's
this
using
action,
one now. Just she wants the attack.
the referee says Volpi's attack stopped, and that gave the right of way to Deriglazova on the right. Hey, look, we can watch the replay screen ourselves here. Referee says put the mask on, as per the rules.
That's Andrzej Witkowski of Poland. Still sees it as an attack. Volpi loses her video.
And
It does seem like Deriglazova is coming forward first.
yeah, she started the attack. Ooh, and the point just glanced off the flank there, but it counted. The fencers have to hit with 500 grams of pressure in order to depress the point, complete the electrical circuit.
I don't know what happened there. Volpi turned around because the light went off on her mask, but the time ran out too. Usually the machine will time out. Once the time runs out, the machine will stop working, but the mask hit worked. So, but the mask doesn't time out with the time.
I've seen it where you're allowed to score with 0 seconds left at the exact moment. But when time is out, that should prevent any lights from going on. And they're calling the technical committee over right now.
I think they need more than just a video review at this point. If Volpi gets the touch, she ties it up. She brings it within 1, excuse me. So the mask doesn't time out, the machine timed out. So if you see that they're testing each other, the machine isn't going anywhere, isn't registering
Right.
on the piste. So the question is, did Volpi hit with enough time? But the time probably ran out, and then
Referee
the
says-
mask still went off.
The referee said time ran out, no touch.
That's a tough one to end on.
Yes.
But you don't see you see the mask go off, but the piste is the official timer, right? So that's the
one
official say.
We've seen almost everything. I've never quite seen that one. Where time ran out, the machine is blocked out so no lights can go on, yet somehow the mask from the wireless would go
Well,
on.
those are separate things. I mean, the mask isn't attached to the timer, so the masks don't time out. So yeah, we haven't seen it, but the referee's right. I mean, the time ran out, and the ultimate judge is the lights on the piste.
On the machine.
On the machine.
Yes.
So Deriglazova back and forth. Volpi was able to tie it up, but Deriglazova still ahead by 2. What are we going to see in this next round, Jeff?
I'm looking for Deriglazova to invite the counter riposte that she employed in the first half of the bout. We haven't seen it for a while. Maybe Volpi has forgotten about it, but that's what I'm looking for from Deriglazova. How about you?
You know, again, Volpi has a very specific game that she's playing. It's more answering some of Deriglazova's actions, playing a short attack when she finds the time, a counter attack when she finds the time, and an attack. It's almost as if she's reacting, but ready to react, if that makes any sort of sense. Hopefully.
So when you're saying she's reacting, she's provoking Deriglazova and waiting for her action?
Yeah, and she's just kind of seeing, which one am I going to do now? And here's the attack Volpi does. She's not Volpi where she forces an action to happen. She's more waiting to see and then making the action depending on what Deriglazova is doing.
And there's the counter riposte that we talked about.
Jeff, does Deriglazova like the blade?
She likes the blade, but here she hadn't used that action since the first half of the bout. That's the first time she scored. Watch, the attack is short. Beat attack, counter riposte, and she hits directly in the chest. Short, parried, almost like letting it be parried, and then counter riposte.
find it interesting that at this level, that the actions actually get more simple. There's no real flourish to the actions. It's just very simplistic actions. Parry post to the chest, beat attack to the chest, straight lunge.
Set up by perfect distance and perfect footwork. This time Volpi's riposte from the left was off target before Deriglazova could pick it up on the counter riposte.
A little too close to make her action. Volpi hesitates and Deriglazova is able to capitalize a mistake. That's the thing, is it's the game of who makes the less mistakes.
Well, that was too easy a touch for Deriglazova. Straight lunge. Same thing, another attack from Deriglazova.
And she pulls away in the lead with 4 touches.
Such a hard-fought bout to 10-8. Now all of a sudden 2 relatively easy attacks in the middle. It's 12-8.
Oh, that was a nice touch. I haven't seen Orlando flick on Deriglazova this bout except for that touch.
Well, that was a really nice touch by Volpi. Let's see if she does it again.
Checking the weapon. Volpi now within 2 to tie it up.
It works. Touch for the left.
The last time they fenced in Cairo, the bout score was 15-7, and a lot of their bouts are very similar to that, 15-7. Volpi's really coming in closer.
Well, it's a big touch right now.
Who's got the parry? Come on, Jeff.
Well, listen, if I had to guess, the very last action was a parry post from Deriglazova on the right. But that was fast. The referee, to his credit, immediately went to the replay and said, let me take a look at this.
Right. We see the replay here. Parry.
Parry or post.
Parry and 2 remises.
Well, that actually, on the second shot, looking at that one, I would almost say it was Volpi's. It's Deriglazova's remise that hit. Let's see what the referee says. That was a toughie.
And again, the referee is Witkowski of Poland making the call.
No one's going to be happy on this call.
Someone will.
Someone will be very unhappy on this call.
Parry post Deriglazova.
Well, Iris, that was my first gut reaction, but I watched the replay, I wasn't so sure. And that was a huge touch because all of a sudden now it's 13-10.
It's hard with the replay we have because they're all different kind of angles, and he has the proper angle to make the call. And nobody used video there. The referee went to the video by himself to review.
Now, Deriglazova has scored 2 very simple straight lunge attacks on Volpi's preparation. Let's see if she can do it again.
That was a really nice action. Volpi kind of pushed and made a simple action. And I just love this upper level fencing because everything is so simple.
Volpi pushing.
Wow. Volpi within 1 to tie, 12-13, 2 touches in a row. Really nice actions. Deriglazova always able to answer.
Here's Volpi on the left. Parry. Riposte misses.
And remise.
Almost looked like Volpi set that up saying, I'll let you take my blade and I'm going to step in with the remise. Almost as if it was an intentional tactic.
Big touch here for Volpi if she can tie it up, or if Deriglazova can make it within 1.
So Volpi is pushing. Deriglazova is allowing her to be pushed. Let's see if Deriglazova makes a surprise tactic and attacks early in Volpi's preparation.
Not there. Volpi's able, big touch right here, Jeff. Tying it at 13-13. Here's where the bout begins.
Deriglazova there took a little mental break, made a counterattack on a very crucial touch. Volpi gets full marks for making that beat attack. I don't look for Deriglazova to make another counterattack for the rest of this bout.
Volpi made a really nice action. Deriglazova checking her weapon. She's thinking she's missing.
Quite a risk taken by Volpi there. She saw a little opening in Deriglazova's preparation as her feet are moving, but not yet her arm. Watch the watch on the right. Moving forward, her arm is back, and Volpi stepped in, scored a huge touch.
This is very clear for me, and I said this at the beginning of the first round. I think Volpi has studied Deriglazova after the Cairo World Cup and said, enough's enough. I'm going to come in here with a different tactic, and she's really showing herself here on the piece. Now within one of winning the Grand Prix. New weapon is going off target.
Credit to Volpi for changing the tempo of this bout, because early in the bout it did not look good for her. It was almost too easy for Deriglazova.
It's not over yet. Deriglazova still has a chance to tie it up.
Something might be wrong here with Volpi's weapon, because it looked like she went off target there without hitting Deriglazova, and it's happened a couple times, but the fencing continues.
Except for also Deriglazova's foil is going off. Sometimes there's a loose connection between the body cord and the foil that might cause an off-target light. Again, Deriglazova doing her counter post. The weapon is now failing.
Deriglazova has not made one of her patented long, explosive lunge attacks. And you wonder, has Volpi caused her not to, or has Deriglazova just chosen not to?
That could have been big right there.
Yeah, referee says simultaneous. Both started at the same time, no touch.
Oh, this is the tough part about the fencing equipment is this. At this point, maybe Deriglazova should probably change her weapon.
Well,
or a technician could come over.
They should come over, because clearly this is happening on the beating of the blade. There's no, Deriglazova's not hitting anything. So it's breaking the momentum of the bout.
Usually all the weapons are checked prior to coming to the finals so that we can avoid some of these things. But sometimes,
well, during the course of battle, something comes loose or a wire breaks or something. It happens. Okay, here we are at crunch time.
So now we're going to try to change the weapon. I just want to take a second to say, I think Volpi, if I were going to predict anything, has really been about making these, finding the time, and usually she will push to make some action, but she's sort of waiting for Deriglazova. And if Deriglazova does one thing, I'm going to make a long attack. If she does this other thing, I'm going to make a short attack. If she does another thing, I'm going to go back and pair her post. I mean, she's very clear about these things, and obviously has studied Deriglazova. She went in for the counterattack, Volpi. Deriglazova trying to make her attack off target.
Questionable action by Volpi. Bad luck by Deriglazova. Could have tied the score in that beat attack. Ask for the video. Yes.
I'm not sure if she has any videos left.
The referee says attack from the right from Deriglazova off target. Volpi said I took the blade, but the referee said no, you didn't.
I don't think I saw any blade action, Jeff, did you?
No.
Volpi chances it, takes a risk. I'm close enough. I'm going to get my arm out, make an attack off target.
Just missed, hit off target on the leg.
I'm feeling the tension, Jeff. Are you feeling the tension?
My palms
Volpi's
are
within
sweating.
one.
Yes.
Deriglazova's within one to tie.
Oh, again. So, Iris, here's the bottom line. Deriglazova has beaten Volpi 9 out of 11 times. Volpi obviously is one touch from winning. If Deriglazova ties up the score, you know that Volpi's going to start having some doubts because she has lost to her 9 of 11 times. I think this is the touch that she has to score to win this bout.
I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of faith in Volpi today. I really think she did her homework. I'm going to say it over again. I think she did her homework. Trulini is a master tactician. Her coach knows how to beat people. If you put a video in front of her, and I know this because it happened to me. I fenced Trulini twice. I beat her, and then at the Olympic Games when it counted, she absolutely had my number. She just knew how to do it. And not just that, I know that she's got a coach that knows how to think fencing tactically. And also, you know, Deriglazova reminds me a lot of Valentina Vezzali, someone who is very careful about all her steps. There's Giovanna Trulini, the person I'm talking about. She's an unbelievable tactician when it comes to foil. And, you know, it's obvious that Volpi went back home, talked to her coach and said, we're going to watch as much video as we need and start to come up with a plan. I think they did. And what I mean is that Volpi doesn't create actions. She's reacting to Deriglazova. Is the distance close enough for that attack with my arm out? Can I make the counterattack? Should I make the remise? She's got a couple of things and a couple of moves she's very clear that she wants to make. Deriglazova, I would never counter out, though.
If I'm Volpi, I'm going for the highest percentage action in my repertoire right now. This is the crucial touch. She doesn't want it to get tied up. I wouldn't look for any counterattacks and lucky touches. I would just say I'm going to go down swinging with my best action. Look how close the fencers are.
Unbelievable back and forth.
And Volpi did the right thing.
Deriglazova.
She tried for counter riposte and missed.
Right.
She went for the winning action with a great move. She didn't get it.
We have it here, Jeff. Unbelievable back and forth.
Attack, parry, counter riposte misses. And Deriglazova scores on a very lucky remise of her riposte. Volpi tried.
This is how we want to end the day, with these superstars going head-to-head, 14-14. We're taking bets. Oh, I didn't even notice the time. We were watching and I didn't even notice the time. This is how much tension is in the room. Everybody is quiet and watching these two. What is going to happen next? And we're at 14-14, Jeff.
My prediction is Deriglazova is going to go back to the well where it worked in the early part of this bout. She's going to push Volpi with a short attack and look for the counter riposte. It's been very successful for Deriglazova. What do you think, Iris?
Well, I'm watching Giovanna Trulini talk to Volpi, and I'm seeing a lot of hand motions about taking the blade. So we know that Deriglazova likes to take the blade. I wonder how Volpi will kind of will avoid it, right? Trying to avoid it, moving her feet. When she takes the blade, it looks like she's saying, when she takes the blade, move your feet away so you can make the touch a remise or something else. Don't worry about the blade too much. I'm wondering. I'm sort of trying to interpret gestures here.
Well, I don't understand Italian, but I do understand their hand gestures.
Right.
So here we are, number 1 and number 2 in the world.
This is exactly what we want to see. This is a treat. We're in the third round, 14-14. Two of the biggest stars in fencing facing up each other.
Next touch wins.
And next touch wins at the Anaheim Grand Prix. I'm sweating, Jeff.
My palms are sweaty, but my philosophy is at 14-14, I'm going to win or lose with my best action. Wow.
Volpi goes for it. I haven't seen her do that in a while.
Good for Volpi. Deriglazova dodged the bullet there. She was running out of options, running out of room. And lucky for her, Volpi hit off target.
Oh my goodness. Volpi goes for her touch, takes the risk again. Deriglazova kind of steps back, makes counterattack, wins her first Grand Prix of the season. Both of these giant superstars fence an unbelievable bout for the crowd and for themselves. And they've now 1-1 in the season of Grand Prix.
I would say this, nerves of steel for Deriglazova to
We'll see
try.
the last
Let's
touch
watch this.
here.
She almost goes off the strip, and she hits on a counterattack as she's retreating. We've seen her do that early in the day, but to do that at 14-14 for the gold medal touch, that takes nerves.
And there's a lot of guts on that strip. Both of them put everything onto the piece tonight. And Volpi is very close to beating Deriglazova. And I mean it when I said she really did her research, did her homework, and got close. And Deriglazova is on notice. Because these two are going to meet each other again. They're the most dominant.